Yeah, that was a good call out yesterday on IXHL from Rome. Newer IPO name. It was active right here, running up to $90. And then after it topped out at 90, just got wrecked. It failed multiple times right here too. Right at $25. As of right now, it's got to reclaim that $14. $14. They can't break over it. It's a no-go. It's trying to gear up right now to get a rip up over that. It's definitely got people's attention. It's already got 1.4 million in volume. And then PIK. This one was a real good one yesterday. We seen it clear as day what it was doing. How tightly it was pulling back to that $3. This PIK has room to run up to about 820s. And then if it rips over 820s, it's at all-time new highs. INDO has to hold up at this 33 level for a continuation up higher. Our price target on INDO was, what was it? 35.40. STNE's getting a good rip out of the open. It's starting to break up over that 50-day moving average on the daily. That Dave stock is still going too. Still trending up. 9. It still hasn't exploded yet. It's got room to run up to about 1050. This Dave stock. AKAN. Yeah, this is a similar one to that IXHL. This ACAN here, there's still potential in it. It's gotta hold this $8. You don't want to see it go any lower. And then if we get over 10, see, it's got some levels to it. It's got to break over 10. That psychological level. Then it's got to break over 11. And then it's got room to run up here to about 13. And then if we get over 13, it's got room to rip up to about $18. And then over 18, you already know $20 is probably going to act as a natural resistance. And then over 20, that's when this thing could really start ripping. There's potential there. So we have our level at 8. Let's see if it can build up off that. Maybe later on. Get a nice play on it. This IXHL starting to break up over that 20 or 14. We get a clean break over 14. It's going to rip up to about 1550. And then you're going to want to see it pull back and hold that 14. That 14 is a huge level for this. This one could definitely have a good rebound on it. There's a lot of upside potential, and a stock like this, you guys, one stock like this could make your whole month. Hell, this could make your whole spring. Watch. They'll rip it up here to about 1550. Then we'll pull back down, hold 14, build up off of that, and then that's when we could break over that 16. Keep it on the back burner. Volume's definitely pouring in. It's already got 1.7 million in volume. VW's talking about what? TZA this morning? Give me a second here. I got my hands full right now with these stocks. There's good opportunity right here. See, right up to my red line. Now if we can pull back down, hold that 14, build up, blow over that, we're going to hit new highs. And we'll get that run up potentially to 28 bucks, my first level up here. A lot of opportunity. That PIK is running right back up to 7 bucks. That one's still squeezing too. They caught shorts with their pants down. What was it? TZA? This is a bear ETF. Small cap bear. So TZA, you're going to want to compare it with what? TNA? Yeah. TNA, you compare it with TZA. Right now, they're range bound, or TNA's been in uptrend for the last 3 going on 4 days now to the upside, and the trend has not broke yet. So you're going to want to draw your trend line out on that and just play the trend line, right? Same thing with this. Your trend line at the top, draw it down until we break that trend line. You're going to want to compare TZA and TNA to IWM, the Russell 2000. So it's a lot more to it than just looking at TZA and basing your analysis. You got 2 other factors you gotta put into it as well. ETFs and inverse ETFs, they're gonna mirror. And this is a bear, so it's a natural decaying type of ETF. So IXHL, We blew right through that 14 bucks. Super volatile, wicked stock. Maybe we'll start trending. As long as we don't make a new low. Trading these super volatile stocks like this, you got to be accepting of the volatility. That's when you got to take your share size into consideration. You're seeing with your own two eyes that it can easily and effortlessly rip up a couple dollars. You got to take that into consideration. PIK is still looking good for a bullish continuation. I think everybody's eyeing that target about $8.25 for PIK. $8.25. Take it in 50-cent intervals with PIK. Every 50 cent. Yeah, that daily chart looks really good. An hour. It's got room to pull back down to about 450. It could pull back down to there. You don't want to see it fall down below 450. If it does, it's game over. It's already been trending from $2. There's a lot of resistance at 5. We get over 5 though. It's got room to run to about 670. And then you got the high right there at $10.50. So it's within an earshot. Definitely worth keeping on watch. Our ARQQ is still reclaiming that 17 bucks. This one, and we got a nice little squeeze going on there on the daily chart with the 13 EMA and the 50-day moving average. So ARQQ, keep this on your back burner. Definitely. This thing could rifle up to 20 bucks. That's what we've been saying the last few days, as it's just been lingering here at 17. Energy, quick little morning pop, fizzle out. When you look at it though, what we've been saying about energy stocks, you got to focus more on the big picture at hand. Is it gradually trending up? The last 3 trading days, it's been trending up. It bottomed here at 2150. Technically, that's a good little run up there to 38 bucks. That is a good run. Sloppy, but still. If IMPP can build up off of 250, that could continue to push up to 3, break over 3, and run up to 350. You know what's been a good one as well? Bumble. Bumble's been just a straight dog. The last 3 days, it went from 20 bucks, 21 bucks, all the way up to $29. This one was a real good one. Nice level out right here at that 21. Just straight up. Still hasn't gone euphoric yet either. Bumble, it could be in the cards today to push up to about 32, 35 bucks. I wouldn't be surprised. We still haven't gotten that euphoric run up yet. SG still holding up, still slowly squeezing out shorts, running up now to almost 40 bucks. SG can run up to about 45. Yeah, look at this IXHL. It's pretty much done. It failed at that 14. That's why I like to see stocks build up off of levels. So much potential, but wasted on it. Yeah, KC, looking up at that daily chart though, even on the 10-minute here, it's at a lot of resistance. And it's on its 4th straight green day. KC, draw a line out here. This thing's at a lot of resistance here. Even if we do break up over 6, you're going to run into resistance here at like 650. There's a lot of resistance, man. 750. It's like every 50 cents up, you're going to run into resistance. That's a hard one. Even when you look at the daily chart here, it's just it's overextended. You just had 4 straight green days here, no pullback down. It's at a lot of resistance. Sure, it can up and run, but chances right now are slim on it, I think. You need a pullback back down to about this $4 and then build up off that, I would say. Yeah, this MULN, that's a good run up. Definitely. Got a good up move here. Then it consolidated for about 3 days. It consolidated and rested. Then you had your second leg right here. You had a nice healthy pullback, and it's continuing up. Pretty bullish. Well rested. And it's just been trending up like a beast. I'd say about 350 on MULN. Overall, though, you guys are calling out some good stocks. See that AKAN? It never held our $8. It never built up off of it. So this one, you could take it right off the watch list pretty much. And then this is where you would, all you simply gotta do, if you're gonna take something off the watch list, set an alert. I would create an alert on this back at 8:05. If it ever comes back, pushes back over that $8.05, it'll re-alert me. Then I could pull it back up and reevaluate the situation. A lot of volume pumping into this STNE. 600, 700,000. This stock still hasn't even gone euphoric yet. That Dave is still going. Running up now to 9. I wanted to record a quick lesson though too on PIK. Let me hit record here on OBS and we'll get going on a quick lesson here with PIK. PIK the last 2 days has been going on a good run. It's currently Friday, March 18th, 2022. Scroll out on this 1 minute chart. 2 days of trading, this stock has ran from $1.50 day one, topping out all the way up here at $6, getting a nice gap up. Now we're going into day two, Friday trading. The stock is still squeezing up as it's hitting a new high up there at $7.50. What got this stock up and running? Why is it got all this attention and running up so much? It was literally just about a penny stock, near $1. Now it's up times 7 its value, times 6, times 7 its value. Let's break it down. And this is something that we've covered and talked about in the master classes that we put out here at Trading Learning 101. Pay attention to the small little details, put together the story for it to make sense. Recently here, yesterday, March 17th, PIK is gapping up pre-market. They got a fresh, hot press release in the morning. They're teaming up with Disney to celebrate the release of Cheaper by the Dozen on the Disney Plus platform, the streaming platform. Keywords to look for in press releases. Keywords can range from a lot of different words, anything like cancer, FDA approval, if their company's awarded money, if they're an earnings winner, if they are a contract winner. There's all kinds of keywords to look for in press releases. But Disney, everybody knows about Disney. Disney is a juggernaut, a straight up juggernaut. So for a penny stock to be partnering with Disney, that's big news. Big news. And you gotta think ahead. That's gonna get people excited. If they have any type of partnership with a juggernaut like Disney, that's gonna add value. People are gonna chase after it. And the great thing about being in the stock market, you guys, when they drop press releases, and you'll notice this over the course of your career, you're the first to see it. And then sometimes it takes time for news to travel. So you could hear about this right now, and then a week from now, you'll hear somebody mention it, and you'll be like, yeah, I heard about that like last week, bro. Because you're here every single day, you guys. You're getting the news first, right when it hits. And remember, sometimes it just takes time for news to travel. So with PIK partnering up with Disney and the recent conditions of the market, shorts have been getting a little bit cocky because all they've had to do was short the top percentage gainers of the day or the top stocks gapping up pre-market. And a lot of times they were failing and fading off as the day went on. Another key thing to point out is with PIK, the float. It's a low float. It's only got 7.5 million shares of supply for the public to trade. That's a low float stock. So we have a penny stock partnering up with Disney. It's a low float stock. It's gapping up pre-market. And when you look up at the daily chart here, zoom in on this daily chart, and you look back on this, it's a newer IPO stock. Their first day of trading was here on November 11th, 2021. And over the course of this stock's career so far, you don't really see that much volume into this stock. So there's no bag holders holding it up, right? You got to think differently and outside of the box than everybody else. So putting all of this stuff together, and all I'm really doing is I'm paying attention to the small little details that are in front of me. That's it. small little details that are in front of me, putting together the story, one candle at a time. Let's go back to the intraday chart. We'll go back to yesterday. So yesterday we're gapping up pre-market from $1.50, running up to a high $3.75. Stock market opens from $3.75. We get a shot right up to that $4.20s, $4.20. So we put together a plan on this right when this PIK was hitting $4. We said, let it exhaust itself. It already ran up from $1.50 up to over $4. That's a big move for this type of stock. It was up like 120, 150% on the day. That's insane. So let's let it pull back down, get a healthy pullback on it, and then maybe later on we get that big squeeze and falling apart like super hard. This stock is just steadily, little by little, pulling back, penny by penny. From $4, all day it pulled back to that $3. So really, it only pulled back $1 from its highs. That's not that much. Nice, steady, slow pullback. Shorts are all piling in on it because they think it already made its move. So as we start to bottom out here at 3, now we start lifting up, trending up higher, back up to that $4, and where VWAP's at, right at $4. From that, shorts ain't making no more money. If a stock's trending up, shorts are losing money. So for shorts, for them to get out of a position, they have to cover. They have to buy to cover. Then when you have long investors, retail traders, buying to get into, it's like a double whammy. That's what causes for prices to rip up and squeeze. That's why a lot of people had a hard time understanding why GameStop and AMC was squeezing up so high, because a huge institution got caught with their pants around their ankles. And when you have millions of shares short and you have to cover, that's prices are going to keep ripping until you cover all of those shares. Same thing, same principles apply here with PIK, you guys. It's got news with the juggernaut company. We already know it's got volume and people's attention. And you got to plan and think ahead before these types of moves. And then after seeing these types of moves multiple times throughout your career, you just come to, when they pop up, you instantly know, I got to keep my eyes on this. I've seen this type of action before. I've seen exact plays like this when penny stocks partner up with celebrities like Oprah Winfrey. Kim Kardashian was another one. Who was another one? I think the Jenny Craig diet was another one. Shaq was one. Whenever you have big celebrities or a juggernaut partner with a penny stock, keep it on watch. We slowly start to come back. We reclaim that $4 right here. Look at all that volume show up. And it's just in time for power hour. And from 4, we squeeze up to $6 a share. And then once again, the cycle repeats itself. We start to fall off here back down to 450s. Shorts, they always think a stock's up way too much. They always get ahead of the curve. They always want to try to top pick. Just like longs. Longs are always trying to bottom pick or predict when a stock's going to bottom or reverse. Shorts are the same way. They're always going to be trying to top pick a stock. When's it going to top out? They feel it's gone too far. Plus, when you're shorting penny stocks like this, it can be hard to find locates. And then on top of that, you got to pay for fees, borrow fees, locate fees, all that stuff. So they feel like they don't want to waste their fees if they don't use their shares. So they feel obligated to use their shares if they reserve them. Rookie shorts, I would say. So as we crumble apart there at the end of the day, shorts pile in on it again. They wake up the next day. This morning, we're gapping up. Market opens up. Shorts have to cover their position again because they're down and in the red, squeezing the stock up higher. That's something that we've seen multiple times. You guys, whenever you have a low float stock gapping up, news helps. News helps, definitely. But the more times you see these types of plays with PIK, you start to burn that memory into your brain. And that's when you start seeing it before it happens. Now we're just about up at all-time new highs with this PIK. Resistance and the high is up here at $10.50. It topped out a lot up here at about $8.50. So we'll make our way up to these levels. First level will be 850s. And then if we get over that, we'll run up to the high there at 1050s. And then if we break over the all-time new high on PIK, that's when people really get excited. Yesterday it did 124 million in volume. And when the market just opened up on PIK yesterday, what it have like 24 million in volume within the first half hour. So we put it on track for the day to have around 150, almost 200 million in volume. On my watch list, KWEB. Like a China stock. It's getting a good bounce on it. That was a good run up, man. Maybe it pushes up to like 3450 KWEB. But look back as well and ask yourself, or tell yourself, man, from 20 bucks here, this stock, it already had a good run up to 31. It pulled back and now it's coming back up and retesting highs. It kind of already made its move. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of resistance here at like 34. And it just ran from 28.50 up to 31 already. So it's going to need a, either it's hard to say what this is going to do. It already ran. I'd say you need a pull back down to 29.50 for that to hold up. XPEV. Kind of in the same situation. It's the way, because it's the way I'm looking at it. It already made a big move. It did it already. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know, it ran from 19 up to 28, $29. That's a hell of a run. From here at $19, it ran all the way up here to 29. That's a $10 run. Now it pulled back. A nice little 50% retracement, but now it's running right back up to its highs. So you'd be buying at a lot of resistance. So if anything, these would be like good shorts. That's what I would be thinking. You want to try to look for stocks really that got beat down like a mofo, and they're gearing up for the potential. So what you should be doing is, now that you see this, what the stock did, go back and look. Well, how did it look at your bigger time frame? Like, that's why I like a 10-minute chart. So I'll go back on this and I'll put it together. It was in a deep downtrend here, and it bottomed out, and it just started to perk up, and then it finally broke out of that trend, pulled back, and I'll just put it all together and learn how did it make that move. The all right here, it got drilled down a lot, then it consolidated, got a big gap down. You had morning panic selling right here, and then it had a quick rebound up, and then it was a slow driven down. So you could tell there's a lot of selling pressure going on right here. I'd be looking at this. I'd be looking at it all right here for a bounce and reversal. And you got your level out here. Stock rips up. It's a nice tight pullback, and it just starts building off of those lows there. It's a nice strong run up here. So you could tell there's strength coming into it, because it's not getting driven down like it was all right here these days. And then it consolidated the rest of the day. It held most of its gains, right? So from there, it got a huge gap up the next morning. That's where I'd be going back and learning all of this for all of this reward up here. And then if you were to get your retracement, measure from the lows up to the highs there, right? The stock, it got, after it topped out up here, you're measuring from the low up to the high, it got a nice healthy retracement on it, 50%. And it's running right back up to its highs. So it's at the end. LCID, see? Same kind of the same thing again. I'm not trying to dog on you. I'm trying to save you. It already done did its move. It just ran. It's on day 4 of running. So if anything, you'd be wanting to look to short it because it's Friday. People don't want to hold a position over the weekend, right? So if anything, you'd be wanting to short this. Going to come back down to these levels down here, about 22.50. This LCID, it's a good one. A lot of people like this stock. Just follow the trend is your friend, as they would say. Slap a trend line on that. Literally going in day 4. Just from that trend line, every single time it came down to that trend line, it would have been a good buy. That's when you just have to start trusting in yourself and what you know. Got drilled down here, consolidated. And then even the next day, see it had a rally up right here and it stalled out. It couldn't break up over where it consolidated all right there. So it's still weakness. So it gets driven down even lower, consolidating again to the next day. Little morning spike, but it failed. It couldn't push up higher. So you're physically seeing with your own eyes, there's no strength there yet. And with that dip, you got a quick V shape. It quickly rebounded back. I've taught you guys stabs are good. It's a pullback, but you stop making lower lows and lower highs. Now it's starting to build. Right there, it put its low in, and when it pulled back here, it put a low in there. So you're making progress right there, see? And just from that, you could just start building in levels. And from that, the stock never looked back. I make it look simple. In the moment, it can be the opposite. You're doubting yourself, you're questioning yourself. You just got to practice repetition. Practice this. You see, you're here with me every day, right? Streaming with me. And what am I always talking about? Always. I'm talking about levels, building off of levels. Every day, I'm always talking about building off of levels. Even all this week when we were talking and focusing on energy stocks, right? I kept talking about building off of levels. Building and building and building. Focusing on the big picture at hand. It's good practices too. NCBILI. This would have been a good one. And it still is a good one. And it's the same concept though. 3 days ago, this stock was in play, right? We were talking about this one and watching it as it had a good day right here and right here with the nice gap up, morning push. Now yesterday, this one was a good one to have on your radar because after this run up here, you're getting a gap down yesterday, which was Thursday. Notice how it went sideways there, right? And this morning, you're getting a little gap up. You got your level you can build off of. You had a nice resting day yesterday. The stock rested. That's the way you got to look at it. All day, this stock just rested and bottomed out right here. And from that, the stock closed. That's what this blue dotted line is. We're getting a slight little gap up this morning. And from that, the stock just, look at that. It's been a nice up move from 24 to 27.50. That's a $3.50 run. So now what you'd be looking to do from the low right there, measure your run up to the high, look for a nice healthy retracement, and then maybe look for a continuation move or a retest of high of day to sell into. I don't know. This PIK, it could definitely continue to squeeze up. It's holding its gains pretty well. It's not crumbling and falling apart. See, here's a good example for you, BW. Focus on stocks too. See, I find a lot of really good trading opportunities in stocks that just got beat the hell down. And I patiently wait for reversals or bounce plays. This stock, perfect example. Rome called this out yesterday because it's a newer IPO. It was recently hot and volatile a few days ago, but it's gotten driven down hard from $90 a share. This stock got drilled all the way down here to $15.50. And then it had a little pop right here up to 25. That's a $10 bounce there, but it tested that high multiple times, stalled out, everybody gave up on it, and prices got drilled down even more. Well, then going into the third day here, look at how tightly this stock was in the trading day, and it was resting. I tell you guys, look at stocks as if they're people. They're going to move, then they're going to want to rest. Move, rest. Move, rest. Look at that little pop right here from that resting day right there. The only problem, though, was when this stock pulled back, it didn't hold through any of my levels for a continuation move. So I written it off. Now you can zoom in on it. From 12 pre-market rips up $4 a share to $16. So I drew my green line right here at 14. That's my make it or break it line there. We pull back it gives back all of its gains. So that's one weakness right there. If a stock gives back all of its gains, that's not good. You don't want to see a stock make a move and then give back everything. That's not showing strength. We come back up though, get a nice bounce. That's all that is a bounce after getting drilled down like this. So I always remember I've told you to look at stocks. They're like basketballs. Whenever you have a up move and a stock pulls back, it's going to bounce and it's going to slowly putter out. That's what creates all of our wedges like that. Bouncing like a basketball. Waves. But as we bounced up right here and got that momentum, I still had my line at 14. I said we have to hold that for any type of continuation. We came down, flushed right through it. And it's just been going sideways again now at 1250. It's still within earshot of 14. This stock could easily rip right back up to 1450s. The top part of that wedge, when you extend it out, get a little micro pullback and then blow up over that to 16 and run to new highs. Anything's possible. Always stay on your toes. And again, flip through all kinds of stock charts. It's a good habit. Either your watch list or the top stocks on the day. Blow through all of these stocks. Zoom out on the chart. Eye it. Put it together. Do you see opportunity there? Is there still... And where is it at currently? Do the Bulls have control right now or do the Bears have control? And the more you do that, and with you being here every day, you get better and faster at the process in your routine. I think you got enough experience under your belt to where you can pull up a stock and quickly identify with your eyes if a stock has opportunity in it or not. See, look at this is a good example too. Look at Dave. This stock's pulling back and it failed and topped out at 9. Now it's crumbling and falling apart to 10. It looks ugly, right? But if you zoom out, it's still technically holding trend. If you draw your line out like so, even on that 10-minute. Draw a big trend line on this thing. See, it's still technically holding trend. That's why I tell you guys, you can't let a 1-minute chart psych you out. And that's why everybody watching those bookmap videos and relying on bookmap, I'm telling you guys, that bookmap, it's gonna mess your head up with micro time framing. It really is. Thanks for the continuing education, always continuing to learn from your explanations. It's a lot to it, man. And you know this. The thing that counts, though, you're showing up every day and it's a process. You're taking it a day at a time. There's no way I can just explain everything to you and have everything make sense to you in 1 week or 1 day, you know? A lot of you guys in here have been with me for a while, and you guys are seeing the process unfold. As I tell you guys, trust in the process. Those who stay will be champions. And look at you guys. A lot of you guys are about been hitting, I've noticed, we were talking this week, are hitting a lot of 1-year anniversaries of being members here. And you guys, look at the process that you've went through and everything you've accomplished so far, and how many people we've seen come and go. Be proud of yourselves, you guys. You are the 10%. You're the ones who stuck in there, and you're still showing up to this day. And that's why I tell you guys, have that mindset. Live to trade another day. Don't let one trade take you out. It's not about nailing the big trade every single day. It's not about that. If you missed out on PIK, that's okay. There's going to be plenty of these. Plenty. The one of the craziest things about the stock market and the way everything works. Look at Frank. Good job, Frank. Epic. One of the craziest things that it took me a long time to wrap my head around in the stock market is everybody likes to have an opinion. Just like in real life. Everybody's in the United States, you're entitled to your own opinion. Freedom of speech, right? Stock market, everybody always has an opinion on something. And that's where you have to take it into your own hands. And in a way, and this is kind of like or I can't say that word. you're going against yourself, or I'm going against myself when I say you don't want to really listen to anybody else but yourself. That's when you have to take it into your own hands and you have to educate and study your butt off, because with your own eyes, you're going to see things differently. And then that's when you are going to have your own opinions and your thought process and putting together a plan. All I'm trying to do here with you guys is implement good, healthy practices for you guys to take this into your own hands and then develop your own trading styles and strategies, you know? I mean, look at a few people in this server. A few people gravitated off to options and they're having success with options. Frank, he's always trading something that I didn't even have on my radar. Because they all see opportunities and places they see opportunity. Just like with VW, with your watch list there, you've seen opportunity in all of those stocks. And I gave my opinion on these stocks. Some like KWEB, but I said, like, dude, it already made its move though. It bounced already. And it also just recently ran up. So if anything, I'd be wanting to short this. Since we've talked about it when it was up here at 31, it's been pulling slowly back down to my green line. That's your make it or break it line. So bounce off of that, probably back up here to about 30.50. But the whole thing with it, man, with charts, technical analysis, and all of this stuff, like really over the weekend, sit down, pull up these charts, and I want you to ask yourself some honest questions. What are some plays and strategies that I like to look for? Or do I want to try and put together trading plans? That's what you need to do. Because there's all types of trading. You got scalpers who like to just quickly scalp. You got high of day breakouts, continuation plays, reversals, range, shorting, options. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So sit down this weekend, and that's why we make the playbook. Fill that playbook. That playbook that I shared with you guys in the Discord. Where is it at? Oh, it's right here in the ultimate. The playbook right here. We have two playbooks in here. My regular playbook, and then we've had see, I've been adding videos to this too for you guys. See, I got my bear market correction playbook, and then I have my regular playbook for you guys. Those are all the trading strategies and plays that I like to look out for myself. Doesn't mean you go off and try to copy them to the T, because you're going to screw it up and fail it. This playbook are plays that I see with my own eyes. See, you may be different. That's why it's important for you. I put this all together, and you guys can take whatever you want from it. And then you can go off and add to it, take away what you want. But use it ultimately as a guide to help you in your process and finding what types of plays you like to look out for in trade. And then start putting together your own strategies. That's what it's all about, man. I'm not gonna I'm always gonna be real with you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you and lie to you guys that, hey, if you guys just look out for this type of play all the time, you'll make money 80% of the time. I'm not here to sell trading strategies like that, because they don't work. I know everybody's different. Dang. This PAGS had a good run on it. See, and that right there, man, that's what's gonna separate you guys from everybody else. You guys that are listening to this right now, you guys are lucky. Most people, when they see a move like this, what they're doing, they're zooming in on this day right here, and maybe they're going back to that day and they're putting it together. No, I'm going all the way back here, sometimes even further. And piece by piece, I'm putting it together. How did it get from here up to here? From 1150 up to 1750. So I'm going back and I'm putting it all together like this. Comparing it with volume. Here it got a nice up move up to 1450. This area up here. Found resistance all at it. The next day, it just lingered. Got really, really tight all right there. Gaps up a little bit after hours. And it never even looked back. It held 15. And the stock squeezed up. So I'd memorize these types of things. And I would tell myself, it took it about 4 days, 5 days. 5 trading days for this stock to make its run up like that. It's all about the small little details that you guys look for. The answers are all right in front of you. They truly are. That's why I'm not a fan of indicators. I've never really been. They're just a distraction. Some people may disagree with that, but that's okay. But indicators, some people make it work. They can consistently make money. If you can consistently make money with it, Go for it. It's making you money. It's all that matters. The same thing with this GDS here. Some people would see this move. They're just right here. I'm zooming out as far as I can. And I'm looking at the whole big picture. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6 trading days here of information for me to go off of and put together. That's a good move there. A really good move. This stock went from 20 bucks right there all the way up to 40 bucks in 4 trading days. This stock doubled in value. Look at that tight pullback from there all the way up. I bet you guys don't hear anybody talking about this type of stock. Opportunity everywhere, you guys. Everywhere. You look at this daily chart. The stock really got beat down right here when it went from 41 and it sunk all the way to 20. I teach you guys all the time, look for psychological price levels. Those are really, really important levels. Right off of 20 bucks. This thing had a good green day here. Look at all that volume step in. And that's only 4.5, 5 million in volume right here. And look at how much this thing rebounded all the way back up to where it fell from. All because of this big downfall right there. So always tell yourself there's opportunity everywhere in the stock market. I just got to find it. We're looking at, or I'm looking at our stock screener we created a few weeks back. 5-day sell-off one. These are all the top stocks. They recently had big sell-offs. They've all had wicked bounces. Yeah, see? Look at this EPEV CW. There's a few ways you could have went about this. From today's trading, you could have either measured from the low up to that high for a retracement Slapped a trend line on it. 2650s. Bouncing up to 28.50 just about. It's a $2 bounce right there. Treat it like a bounce. Right, retesting just about high of day. There's multiple ways you can go about it. There's some people, they like to measure from the previous day's close up to the high. Some people like to measure from the previous day's low up to the high. Some people like to measure from the day low, the current trading day's low, up to the high. There's multiple different ways you can go about it. That's where that Fibonacci clusters comes into play here, because you're measuring from different starting points for a specific area of interest. Remember, everybody looks at charts differently. So with all of these different levels people are measuring from, you see, there's all kinds of different strategies and techniques out there. So let's try that real quick. We'll measure from the low there to the high. That will measure from the previous day's close here up to the high. There's really one area right here. You see how this line right here is really thick? And there's two prices right there. Right there. You see them? They're perfectly overlapping each other. You guys see that? Look at right where the stock bounced at. That's Fibonacci clusters. But with Fibonacci clusters, you want to have more than two. You want to have three or more prices overlapping each other from multiple different levels. That makes sense. So, like, you guys see how the lines here are real close to each other? Some people would look at that and focus on it. No, you want them perfectly overlapping, like this one. This is a perfect example with this thick line right here. It bounced perfectly right off of that. Actually, let me try to Google something real quick. This is called Super Stock Screener. I've never Are you looking to potentially earn higher profits from your stock portfolio? Try Super Stock Screener free for 30 days. Let me see. What? You're charging 90 bucks a month? I seen a few people out there, they're using something called it's like stock intensity scanner. Intensity stock watch. There it is. They really don't. This is more of like a long-term stock screener. Let me see what this is. I've seen a couple people use this. That's not none of my card information. What? Yeah, they have this. This is how they set. It's called like intensity stock scanner. And they have the algorithm planned for euphoric charts. Buy fear, sell euphoria. The ideal intensity indicator identifies extreme intensity events in real time. Alerts before reversal, allowing optimal entries, long and short opportunities. I think it's a load of BS. Fibonacci swing trading strategy. Yeah, this PIK is still looking to squeeze up higher. It's holding up quite well. It has to hold $6.50, $6. Let me see something here real quick, you guys. But I want 9 months. Oh, that's the lowest it goes. What the heck are you picking up here? This website's kind of weird. Yeah, that website was weird. I didn't really care for that. See, what do we got going on here? Fibonacci auto channels? That's weird. See how that, though, can easily distract you? Even look at this. Like, how are you going to really focus on what's going on? Like, what am I looking at, dude? It's just cluttering up your charts. MULN still going. DILI pulls back. 20, 2550s. Right back up to 27. Wow, this SKYH is still going. We never checked back in to see how that GameStop did after what it do that big sell off it had. Having a nice day today, running up from 79 up to 94. About AMC. $1. Look at the daily chart on AMC. Man, this thing, it really loves riding that trend line, doesn't it? Every single time it just comes down, bounces off, it comes down, bounces, comes down to it, bounces. Real zigzaggy type of stock. Even right here on this day. $14.50 gets a good run up. 15.50s, and then just gives everything back, just zigzag all the way down. Uber. I like this Uber stock for swing trading. Got good range. Having a good week from 29 up to 33. Take a look at Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat had a good week as well. Running up here from 28 to 35. It's a good $7 run this week. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So this was Monday right here. And then after that, Tuesday throughout the rest of the week. Good run up. Twitter, same thing. That daily chart on Twitter looks really good. From 33, a good run up to 39, up $6. Lyft, not as popular as Uber. This is like the I've always looked at Lyft as like the knockoff of Uber. Like they try to scoop in on what Uber was doing. HWY. Yeah, this had a good week too. DraftKings up $4. This beautiful, man. Great downtrend here. Just levels out right at around that $15. And from that, just rips up $20. What are some other swing trading stocks that you guys like? Robinhood. This one's trying to bottom out on that daily chart. Did KC run? No. It's, to be honest with you, it's pretty sloppy if you were to ask me. There's going to be just a lot of resistance for KC. Every 50 cent up, it's going to find resistance. But so far, it's been pushing up, testing almost 7. So you'd be looking for, man, this is hard. I want to say it's got to hold 6, but you don't want to see it fall down back that low. 625. It's a good run from 250 up to 650. That's a phenomenal run. That's just so crazy when you look at it. Like all the volume here, and then all the volume here. And then as the stock's running up and going crazy on this day, like look at all that volume show up. Like people are only interested in stocks when they're running up like this. Like to me, it's natural to go back and want to learn, okay, how did it set up here and here to get to here? I don't want to just study this day alone right here. I want to go back and learn and put the pieces together. How did it form up from down here to get to this move up here? Start thinking like that. Because it's just like I tell you guys with volume, they're like seagulls. They're always going to run after the trash. Because they all have their stock scanners and screeners set up to pick high of day breakouts. Seeing too, after it leveled out up here and it stopped making new highs, look at the volume just diminish on it. People ain't even interested no more because something new popped up. LGVN, if you can hold over 7, work your way back up, break over that $8. It's wedging out right now. So clean break over that 8. Got room to 9, 10. Over 10, you got room to run up to about 13, it looks like. Plug had a good week, running up from 2150 to 26. How's Sava doing? Damn, Sava even had a good week. 32 up to a high of 40. GWAC has been getting crushed. See what's popular right now. SPY, MULN, Tesla, GameStop, PIK, Nvidia, AMD, BABA, Apple, FDX. ASAN had a good run up today. 38 to 46. Look at our squeeze real quick. Our squeeze screener. No volume on a lot of these names. SPY's pushing up to new high of day. Okay, I'm gonna put up PIK real quick and then give me about like 5 minutes, you guys. I'm gonna take a little break, a little 5-minute break. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes, all right? All right, we're back. DKKT's getting a good move on it. Nice and steady little grinder. Let's see, I gotta go through and clean up this list here. You're done. Energy, it was fun. CLSD, you're maxed out. SG topped out up there at 40 bucks. Now it's crumbling. It's still technically holding trend. But as soon as this starts to break, this thing's gonna straight free fall. MXC and Mexico Energy. Wow, that grinded back up to its highs. This ALF, oh my goodness, look at this. This is crazy. Look at that straight fade. Could be gearing up though for a little bounce. Long term. Back up to like 4. From 22 bucks when this IPO recently opened and ran up here. Opened up way back here. Sold off and then ramped up and then just a sick fade. Back from July of last year to now. Yeah, I really gotta clean this list up. Just gonna delete all these stocks on this list. Start fresh next week. So far, Chrome, this hour, it's been holding up quite well. We said this morning if it can pull back and hold at that 450s, good rip back up to 470s. Now it's trying to hold up at 5. Holding there at 5. It's still ramping on the bigger picture. Yeah, this is still got. I'm going to add hour up. Start replacing it with some of these energy stocks. It held our 450s this morning and ran up to new high of day, now trying to hold 5, continuing to build. Yeah. See, stocks like this, building in levels, is what you want to focus on. We pulled this up this morning. Rome called it out. And we plotted out if it can pull back and hold 450, which it did. Ripped up off of that. Now, if it can hold 5 and build up off that, see how we're taking it in levels? Just like here yesterday, $4 was your level from 350. So from 350 came up to 4, pulled back, then it got over 4, built up off that 4 and ripped up to 475, pulled back, held 4 again, off of 4 up to the highs. It literally can be that easy, you guys. You just have to trust in yourself, and really it's all about what stocks you focus on. That can be the hard part. Just that can be the hard part, knowing what stocks to focus your time on, but it comes with time. It does. If a stock, the way I look at it, if a stock has proven itself countless times, then it's worthy. Like that scene from Wayne's World. Like this. If any of you guys have seen Wayne's World. So ask yourself, Yeah, just got my package in the mail. Bought a bigger hard drive for my Xbox. $4 TB hard drive. Wonder how many games I can hold on this now. An external hard drive with a 3.0 connection means games load just as fast as they do as the internal drive. 4 TB will hold around 100 games, which would be enough for your digital library. Wow. Oh, and they gave me 1 month of Xbox Game Pass. DADA. American Airlines got a nice pop in it today. And I don't know, that IXHL, it is lingering around. 14 isn't that far away. I'd keep it on watch for sure. Because this stock can flip. I don't know if they have the float out yet for it though. Let's see. Nope. Just the shares outstanding. 48 million. It's going on 12:03 p.m. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, take a break. You guys on YouTube, have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in with us today. Hopefully took advantage of some of the opportunities that were out here. Good spikes this morning in PIK, IXHL. Dave has been trending up nicely. This PIK could definitely continue to squeeze up. Definitely see it running up to 8. It's not over with yet. Yeah, it's definitely went on a run. Just